My name is Dimitar. I plan on having a garden here in my hometown of Bulgarian. The whole operation is about supplying our future restaurant, which is in Sofia, which is very far away from here, 230 kilometers, with some mostly organic stuff. So the whole thing to be cost effective, I plan to just dehydrate and pick up everything.
It's good stuff, man. That's stuff.
It's our dream to make this place working with a lot of people who eat local food. And the moment that the food is seasonal, we want to support the local people.
The small producers.
But we want to somehow educate the customers that these are the products which are grown in Bulgaria.
So basically people's work here was mainly focused on agriculture. And 70 years ago, the communist regime came, so things started getting like a bit more bigger. You know, people were forced to give their land, give their livestock to the state, and they were forced to work so that they have salaries and receive a small amount of the production. With the destruction of the Iron Curtain, the falling down of the regime, people started mostly stealing, I guess, from the leftovers. 25 years forward, we have land that is being used by the big companies, American-style companies, owning like several thousand acres, sowing monocultures, grains, corn, sunflowers, and mostly not caring at all about the land, just, you know, being after subsidies, being after money, chasing after very high profits. It's been like this all around the state of Bulgaria, and we can see it from the far northwest side of Bulgaria to the far northeast side of Bulgaria. Everything has been one whole big operation of the big companies. We have 2 or 3 of them. We have destruction of everything, mostly, like destruction of underground water, because they cut down the trees to make land for the monocultures. We have destruction of people's traditions, because people usually sell their land cheaply to these companies because they don't have the means to work on it. They don't have the proper training about how to get the subsidies, and they don't have the proper training to be concurrential on the market. The young people have been forced out of here, mostly working abroad or in the big cities. So we have left with 5,000 or 6,000 elderly who has their own backyards like this one, which is enough to supply them with enough food, but nevertheless it's not good for supplying them as a business. My father bought a relatively big space of land, like 250 acres, 8 years ago, and he planted vines. 2 years ago he started building a sheep house, so right now we have 250 sheep also. My part in it so far has been little, but my enthusiasm has been growing for 2 or 3 years so far. Without the subsidies we wouldn't be able to build our facilities in manner of which the state requires. We needed a lot of money, and we got them from the European Union, but we also invested a lot, because you don't get 100% of subsidies. You get probably 50 to 60 depending on your project, and we are still not able to cover our expenses, to cover our credits, and we don't have the means to focus our production into something different, in a more concentrated product, like for instance to make from our grapes wine and from our milk cheese. So we basically sell the production on low prices, and the prices are low because the big shots get really huge subsidies for their land, and they're able to afford to sell their products at very low cost, and small farmers just aren't able to compete with them. So far, we are 1 step before our opening of the restaurant, and maybe 2 steps before beginning the garden. I guess we have very good things in front of us. I hope so.